Buenos dias, buenas tardes, mga amigos, mga amigas. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat, saan man kayo naroroon. Pag-usapan natin ngayon yung tungkol sa birth certificate na naman ni Go Waping, also known as Alice Go. Sapagkat kahapon, napanood natin sa isang balita ng Office of the Solicitor General ay nagsampa na po ng petition for the cancellation of the birth certificate of Alice Goo. At isa sa mga rason na ibinigay ng ating Solicitor General ay nang isinumite ang application for the late registration of Alice Go ay ito ay 19 anyos na po. Pero sa kabila niyan, ang nagsumite ng application at ng mga supporting documents. Ulitin ko. At ng mga fake supporting documents ay ang magulang nitong nasabing si Alice Goo. Okay, so ano po ba ang ibig sabihin ng ating Solicitor General? Kung bakit binigyan ng emphasis o na importansya na noong isinumiti daw ang application for late registration, si Alice Go ay 19 anyos na at ang nagsumite ay ang mga magulang at ito daw ay kontra sa existing implementing rules and regulations of the Philippine Statistics Administration Office. Yan po ang ipapaliwanag ko sa inyo. Dahil merong isang batas sa ilalim ng ating Kodigo Sibil, particularly sa Artikulo 37, no? Na kung saan ipinaliwanag ng ating batas kung ano ba ang kaibahan ng legal capacity to act versus the juridical capacity. Palagay ko ito ay iniugnay ng ating Solicitor General in relation to the filing of the petition for the cancellation of birth certificate of Alice Go. Pag-usapan po natin to. Talakayin po natin itong petition for the cancellation of the birth certificate of Go Waping, otherwise known as Alice Go. At we will connect it with the implementing rules of the Philippine Statistics Office, no? At kung bakit ginawa itong rason ng Office of the Solicitor General kung bakit dapat i-cancela na ang birth certificate ni Alice Goo. Sapagkat sa ilalim po ng implementing rules ng Philippine Statistics Office ay may dalawang paraan upang irehistro ang hindi na iparehistro on time na birth certificate. Sapagkat pag pinanganak ang isang bata sa ilalim ng ating batas, kailangan ito ay may rehistro sa loob ng 30 araw from the time of birth. Pero sa kaso ni Alice Goo, lumipas ang 19 na taon bago ito ay isumite for late registration. So may patakaran dito ang ating Statistics Office. Hindi ito basta-basta magpapile ka na lang ng application for the late registration. May dalawang paraan upang ito ay payagan na mairehistro ng late. Okay, yung unang paraan upang iparehistro ang birth certificate ng late ay kung ang subject matter of the birth certificate, in this case si Alice Goo, yung subject. Okay? So, ang dapat magsumite ng late registration application kung ang bata ay menor de edad pa, ibig sabihin less than 18 years old yan. 17 anyos pababa yung subject. So, ang magpapile dapat ay yung mga magulang. In this case, ang nagsampa ay si Angelito Goo. At sa ilalim din uli ng ating batas, kung hindi si Angelito Goo ang nagsampa niyan, dapat yung hospital, attending doctor, the nurse, the midwife, or the hilot. Yan po yung mga legally authorized persons na can submit the application for the late registration of the birth certificate, and it must be accompanied by supporting documents. Legal documents, hindi fake documents. It must be certified, authenticated, and validated supporting documents. So yan yung first way. Pag minor de edad, yun yung mga legally authorized persons allowed to file the late registration. Paano naman yung pangalawa? Yung pangalawang paraan ng pagsasampa, pagsusumite ng application for the late registration of the birth certificate is when the subject matter of the birth certificate has already reached the age of 18. 18 years old na siya. Ibig sabihin, legal age na. So, when the subject matter of the birth certificate is already 18 years old, it must be the person, herself, himself, who must file the application for the late registration. In this case, si Alice Go, nung siya ay nagsampa ng kanyang late registration, ay 19 na siya. Ang nagsampa yung magulang. 19 anyos, which is contrary to the existing rules and regulations of the Philippine Statistics Office, because it must be filed by the subject of that birth certificate, si Alice Go, hindi yung tatay niya. Because she was already 19 years old at the time it was filed with the Statistics Office. So nakakapagtaka dito, bakit pinayagan ng Statistics Office? Dapat siya na mismo nag-file. What is the reason behind this? Because when you are already 18 years old, you are already capacitated to enter into any legal transaction. You have already this capacity to act. You have already acquired the legal capacity to act. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, you can enter into a contract. You can sign legal documents because you are already 18 years old. No? Ang ibig sabihin ng capacity to act sa ilalim ng ating batas is the power to do acts with legal effects. So kapag you were given the power to do legal acts, magkakaroon ng legal effects yan. So pag sinampan mo yung late registration, ikaw mismo, si Alice Go, sinampa mo, 19 anyos, late registration. Sumumpa ka doon, totoo lahat yan ha. So what will happen? You will enjoy all the benefits. Lahat ng privileges, the rights of being a Filipino citizen. Kasi diniklara mo doon, nanay mo, Filipino citizen. That is the effect kung 18 anyos ka na, ikaw din dapat ang magsampa. Ngayon, bakit doon sa kabila, pwedeng hindi kasama si Alice Go when the father filed the certificate of birth, yung late registration of the birth certificate? Kasi wala pang capacity to act yung bata. Kasi hindi pa siya 18. Kaya nga pag 18, siya na pwede ang magsumite ng application for late registration. Pero kapag ikaw ay minor de edad, wala ka pang capacity to act, what you have is merely juridical capacity. Yung juridical capacity, pag yun ang sitwasyon, minor de edad, you may become the passive subject of the legal transaction. Hindi ka directly nag-participate doon sa transaction, pero you will become the beneficiary and the recipient of that transaction. And you will receive all the benefits and the rights of being a Filipino citizen kapag na-deklara doon sa late registration mo na ang nanay mo Pilipina at ikaw ay magiging Filipino citizen. At ayon nga sa definition ng juridical capacity, it is the fitness to be the subject of legal relations. And it is inherent in every natural person and may be lost only through death. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pag pinanganak ang isang tao, kasama mo na yung juridical capacity. Meron ka na yan. Ibig sabihin, you may be the subject of any legal relations. Like for instance, pagkapanganak mo, binigyan ka na, nagkaroon ng deed of donation. Okay? So, do you have the capacity to act, to accept the donation? Wala pa. So, ang mag-a-accept nun in your behalf, yung mga magulang mo. So, kasi what you have is only juridical capacity. Beneficiary ka lang, recipient ka lang, kahit hindi ka nagkaroon ng direct participation kasi you are merely a passive subject of the transaction. That is juridical capacity. Pero kakaiba to doon sa capacity to act. Doon may direct participation ka. You are the direct subject. Yung kanina passive subject, ito direct subject ka dito because you have direct participation in the late registration of your birth certificate. So kasi yung capacity to act is the power to do acts with legal effects. So ang lakas ng mga epektong legal niyan kapag ikaw mismo na yung gumawa nung late registration mo sa Philippine Statistics Office. Alam nyo, pag pinag-aralan nyo ng husto, malalim na pag-iisip itong kaso ni Go Waping, makikita nyo talaga yung intention to defraud not only the government but the Filipino people dito sa kaso na to. Sapagkat kung uumpisahan mo from the time that she was given the investor's visa, the dependent investor's visa, she was already 13 years old at that time eh. So, nakakaintindi na yan. May passport ka ng China, tapos may birth certificate ka, 13 years old ka na, hindi mo pa makukomprehend ano ibig sabihin yan. Ibig sabihin niya, kung 13 years old ka na dito sa Pilipinas, first year high school na yan. Nakakaintindi na yan. Okay, tapos, after that, noong 2008 and 2009, nag-apply nga kayo ng application for the late registration. Tapos, subsequent to that, nag-apply kayo ng passport. So, kung 2009 yan, between 2009 and 10, nag-apply kayo ng passport. Ikaw ba, hindi mo maalala nung 13 anyos ka, ikaw ay holder of a Chinese passport, pagkatapos bigla ka nag-apply ng Filipino passport at the age of 19 or 20. Tapos, when you acquired that national ID, Philippine passport, tapos the birth certificate, you acquired, you purchased hectares of land in Bamban, Tarlac. So, ano ibig sabihin yun? Kung at the very start, nagkaroon na talaga ng intention to defraud, wag mo nang isali yung 13 anyos ka. Umpisahan na natin dun sa registration, yung late registration ng birth certificate. Because you were already 19 years old eh. Okay, sige, wag na natin isama din yun. Nung nag-file ka ng application for the issuance of the passport, do you think wala ka pa sa tamang pag-iisip at that time? Hindi pa ba maliwanag sa'yo na bakit hindi ka nagtanong sa sarili mo, bakit ako nag-apply ng passport sa Pilipinas? May passport kami ng China nung kami ay pumasok dito sa Pilipinas. Bakit po ako nag-apply ng birth certificate sa Pilipinas? Samantalang nung nag-apply kami ng investor's visa ay may dala-dala po kami birth certificate. Hindi mo ba maaalala yon? Okay, assuming hindi mo naalala yon, pero hindi mo ba maalala na galing ka sa China? Tapos na-issuean ka ng passport, bumili kayo ng mga lupa, nagparehistro ka sa COMELEC, sa registered voter, nag-file ka ng candidacy, nag-take ka ng oath sa municipal mayor. Yun ba hindi mga krimen? Simula nang narehistro ka sa Philippine Statistics Office, so well-planned, talagang parang continuous yung pag-commit ng crime. So, that would justify, the warrantless arrest. Hindi lang kasi violation ng immigration law ang nagaganap dito, kundi violation na din ng revised penal code. Pag iniisip mo maigi ito, malalim na pag-a-analyze, continuous yung mga krimen na kanyang ginagawa from the very moment that she acquired the birth certificate, the Philippine passport, acquisition of the land, establishment of a business, filing of the registration as a voter, filing of the certificate of candidacy, taking of oath as the duly elected mayor of Bamban, Tarlac, and other business connections, applications na mga i-file ni Go Waping. Lahat to ay well-planned na transaction or well-planned talaga na makapag-penetrate dito sa Philippine territory. Hindi natin alam kung ano ang pakay nito sa ating bansa. So, mabuti na lamang at mabilis na umaaksyon ang ating mga government authorities, like for instance in this case, the filing of the petition for the cancellation of the birth certificate at susunod dito pag na-cancel yan, passport, and then the filing of the petition for the co-warranto with the regional trial court. Pero kung ako dito, Supreme Court ko na to because this is one of may urgency dito no, nung subject of the petition for co-warranto. Akit na kagad sa Supreme Court to. Hindi to ordinaryong kaso. This one is something that is related to our national security. Okay? So hanggang dito na lamang po. Ito pong muli ang inyong lingkod, si Attorney Rene Bueno. Yung susunod nating topic, mas maganda rin pag-usapan to, yung tungkol sa pandarambong na kaso na isinampa ng ating senador, dating senador, no? Sonny Trillanes. Kung tatanungin niya ako, dapat hindi ito tumakbong mayor sa Caloocan, dapat to senador. Ito kailangan natin sa Senado sapagkat magiging watchdog to sa ating Senado. Sana makabalik to sa Senado at ito ang mga kailangan natin, yung tunay na nagbabantay sa karapatan ng bawat Pilipino. Marami pong salamat.